Welcome to Roseburg's Legion Field, home of the Dr. Stewarts and the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Coverage of this tournament game is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. Let's head to the field.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Roseburg, Oregon, and to Bill Gray Stadium at Legion Field, the host side of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Championship Tournament. We've reached game number 15. It's our state title game. A champion will be crowned as we wrap up the 5-day tournament here at Legion Field. And taking the field will be the Medford Mustangs, your 4-time defending state champions, taking on the Mid-Valley SouthPaws. We've got 7 innings to decide a champion. Who will it be? Can Medford continue to add to their historic run and put themselves among the upper echelon of state champions in Oregon history? Or will Mid-Valley add to a legacy in Albany that hasn't had a state title since 1954. It'll be decided soon as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 3 o'clock. We welcome you into the broadcast here on 541radio.com. I'm Joey Kieran. Happy to be with you here for one more game in the tournament. It has been a busy 5 days of action, but a lot of fun with a lot of really great games. And we're coming off of one earlier today. Mid-Valley advancing against Corvallis 4-3 to get into this championship game to take on the Medford Mustangs, who went 3-1 in tournament play prior to the championship game. Medford losing its first game against Corvallis last night in 9 innings. And the Mustangs, the last team to lose a game in the tournament, got the automatic berth into the championship game that is about to begin. Medford comes in 40-10 on the year, Mid-Valley 27-15. Looking forward to an exciting contest out there today as these two teams battle to get a spot in the Western Regional, being held in Missoula, Montana. The Western Regional, a spot that Medford has been for the last 4 years. They'll look to continue that streak. For Mid-Valley, it would be a first-time trip for the program under its current sponsorship. The Northwest Regional taking place in Missoula, Montana, coming up August 8th through August 12th. And then, of course, the American Legion World Series from Shelby, North Carolina, coming up August 16th through the 21st. Well, they announced the teams down on the field. We'll have your starting lineups for you here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick pause for the national anthem as they present the colors, do the American Legion Pledge of Sportsmanship. And first pitch is going to be coming up in just a few moments for us. Before we take our break, we want to acknowledge our presenting sponsor, Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at foxrealestategroups.com. Really appreciate the sponsorship that we have received from Virginia, as well as our other sponsors, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Clinton Newell Auto Group, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, and Little Caesars. Without their sponsorship, our coverage, complete coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament here in Oregon would not be possible. Back after this here on 541radio.com.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley.
One night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Gentlemen, let's play ball.
A beautiful rendition of the national anthem here from Legion Field as we get ready to wrap up the 2018 state tournament. Medford and Mid-Valley squaring off, and it's coming to you next here on 541radio.com. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks so much for joining us. Big thanks to Dan Bain, who has helped out with the broadcast throughout the tournament as well. Unfortunately, he's got a real job working at the newspaper, and so he is unable to be here today to take part in the championship action, but a big thanks to Dan Bain for being a part of our coverage here on 541radio.com. Former voice of the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, the host team for the tournament. They got knocked out, unfortunately, on Sunday in their second game of the tournament. But this Legion Field, the home confines of for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. That's the team I cover during the regular season. Been doing that for 6 years now. And Dan Bain, a former voice of the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and American Legion Baseball here in the Roseburg area. Dr. Stewarts have been on the radio since pretty much their beginning back in the 50s. And, boy, we are happy to be a part of that legacy. Unfortunately, the team I cover, not here, but that doesn't mean we're not in for some fun here today. The four-time defending state champion Medford Mustangs and the Mid-Valley SouthPaws going at it here for the state title. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups. The Medford Mustangs, after a coin flip, will be the visiting team, as the team that had to travel the least distance to get to Legion Field. They didn't get to call the coin toss. It was Mid-Valley that got to call it, and they won the toss to be the home team. Medford will start out as head coach Nate Maben puts together his starting nine with Joe Johnson in the leadoff spot. Johnson playing at first base. Brennan Watts at second, hitting second in the lineup. Jacob Melton, the pitcher, will bat third, followed by Jack Thompson, the third baseman. Justin Geyer in left field will bat fifth, followed by John O'Gassman, the right fielder, hitting sixth. In center field, batting seventh is Wyatt Baptiste. And batting eighth is Zach Ankeny, the shortstop. And rounding out the starting nine, at catcher, it's Bennett Thompson. And that is a look at your starting lineup there for Nate Maben and the Medford Mustangs. They will face off against Briley Knight, a right-hander who will toe the rubber for Mid-Valley for the first time in the tournament. He throws in to Evan Cyrus behind the plate. Adam Rapay is at first. Cade Perizzo is at second. Caleb Beach at short, and Cooper Hartzell at third. In the outfield from left to right for the Southpaws will be Taylor Holder, Brendan Bliss, and Kevin Crowell. And that is your look around the diamond at the defensive starters tonight for the Southpaws. The winner takes all in this matchup. Medford yesterday went to extra innings against Corvallis. They had a chance to try and get to Championship Wednesday without a loss on their record, meaning that whoever they played was going to have to beat them twice, but Corvallis pushed them into extras and ended up winning in a walk-off beanball. And that gave Corvallis the win. Corvallis taking on Mid-Valley in the first game today, but losing. And now it's Mid-Valley and Medford. First pitch of the ball game is in, and Briley Knight catches the outside corner for called strike one against Joe Johnson. We are underway in the Legion State Championship game here in the state of Oregon. Another strike on the outside corner makes it an 0-2 count against Joe Johnson. Johnson stepping back in. Came into today's game batting 1 for 11 in the tournament as he takes high and away for ball one. It has been a tough tournament for Joe Johnson at the plate. On the mound, he's been pretty good, but not pitching here in this one. A 1-2 count for Briley Knight out of the windup. Fouled away. Stays 1-2. So Briley Knight has not pitched in the tournament for Mid-Valley. In fact, from what I understand, he got with the team just today. He has been, he's from that area, the Mid-Valley area, been with the Corvallis Knights apparently. As a ball golfed out towards right center on the run. Kevin Crowell, the right fielder, underneath it to record the first out of today's ball game. One down, and Brendan Watts, the second baseman, will bat next. So apparently Briley Knight, he has been kind of with the team and not with the team, but they cleared it with everybody they needed to, and the Mid-Valley Knights able to get Briley Knight to pitch for him here today. So he is fresh, his first outing with Mid-Valley here in the tournament. One away, Brendan Watts batting. First pitch swings and fouls back to the screen for strike one. Brendan Watts, the starting second baseman, 4 for 15 in the tournament with 4 singles and an RBI. Batting .267. The bats for Medford have been a little bit quieter than they were during the regular season. Ground ball left side, deep in the hole. And Caleb Beach, the shortstop, keeps it on the infield but can't make a play. Cooper Hartzell, the third baseman, diving to get to that, but it was out of his reach. And Caleb Beach backhanding it deep in the hole. At shortstop here at Legion Field, things play a little bit bigger. And deep in the hole at shortstop means you're deep in the hole. One on after the one-out single for Brendan Watts. Jacob Melton, the starting pitcher, will bat next, and the first pitch is a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Jacob Melton, 5 for 15 in the tournament. Throw over to first base for Knight, checking on Brendan Watts, who's back in standing up. Welcome, everybody, from wherever you may be listening. Getting word that there's a large audience out there from all over the country. Pitch high and away, a 1-1 count. Told from some of the Mid-Valley fans who were here for the earlier game that people are watching from Delaware, Texas, Minnesota, California, Washington, of course, here in the state of Oregon as well, all over the place. Glad to have you guys with us here for the title game. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball, second base, a high hop, quick throw for Cade Perizzo. Records the out at first base. Up to second goes Brendan Watts. Legion Field, for those that are unaware, it's an all-natural turf infield, at least at the moment. They do have plans to try and turf the place. And the infield can give you some interesting hops sometimes. That one, very interesting there at second base for Perizzo. A high hop late, but he's able to get up and glove it and throw to first to get Melton for the second out. 2 away, and Jack Thompson will bat next. The starting third baseman. Briley Knight's first pitch to Thompson, who is 3 for 12 in the tournament. Swing, and that ball in the air. Foul territory. Chasing it towards the visiting dugout on the first base side, and the ball reaches the stands for strike one. Chasing Evan Cyrus and Adam Rapay, the catcher and first baseman respectively, both trying to get to that ball, but it carries out of play. Jack Thompson, again, .250 batting average. Through the tournament so far, he's played in all 4 games, had 16 plate appearances, but 3 for 12. All 3 hits have been singles. He gets a quick word of advice from one of his coaches, who will head back to the dugout. Medford wearing the sleeveless navy blue tops with the red sleeves then underneath, giving it the two-tone look with the red numbers on the back outlined in white, gray trousers. White trousers, the dark navy tops with the red numbers on the back for Mid-Valley. Very similar color schemes for the two squads. The 0-1 pitch, high and inside underneath the elbows for Jack Thompson. Takes it to a 1-1 count. A man in scoring position with 2 away here in the top of the first. A scoreless ball game so far. Brendan Watts reaching on an infield single, then moving to second on the ground out by Jacob Melton. A quick look that way. Knight delivers in. The pitch in the dirt. Cyrus will chase the baseball down the third base side. Unable to get there in time as Watts will take third base on the wild pitch. 2 balls and a strike now against Jack Thompson, and an opportunity for him to try and drive in the go-ahead run for Medford as they look to try and capture their 5th straight state championship. Thompson has just 1 RBI in the tournament, despite batting in the cleanup spot much of the tournament, if not all of it. The 2-1 pitch, swing, and a foul tip into the glove for strike 2. 2-2. Briley Knight trying to get out of the first with a man stranded at third. Knight, not a big, overpowering looking type guy. Smaller with his stature, but it seems to be doing well so far against these Medford bats. A very dangerous lineup. Shakes off 2 pitches and will agree to the third from Evan Cyrus. Set, the 2-2 delivery. Ground ball chopper up the middle. Beach behind second. The shortstop throw to first. Got him in time. Caleb Beach behind second. Bobbled the baseball for a moment. But the shortstop with the strong throw to first records the final out, and Medford leaves a man stranded at third. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Mid-Valley errors and 1 man left on base for Medford after a half inning. It's a 0-0 ball game. Coming up to hit will be the Mid-Valley Southpaws. When we return, you're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion State Tournament on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Some collection cans and everything, so if you can give anything will help to give this young lady some chance.
Bottom of the first inning, it's a scoreless ball game after Medford goes down in the top of the first with a man at third. Mid-Valley will come to bat, and Briley Knight will lead things off. The pitcher starting things off, a left-handed batter, gets his first at-bats of the tournament. First pitch swinging, flares one out towards shallow center on the run. The shortstop, Zach Ankeny, can't make the play. And the pitcher helping his own cause, taking the first pitch from Jacob Melton into shallow left center field for a base hit. And we are underway in the bottom of the first. Knight leads things off with the single. We'll run through the rest of the lineup here for the Mid-Valley Southpaws and head coach Troy Babbitt. Cade Parizeau, the second baseman, batting second, followed by Taylor Holder, the left fielder. Adam Rapay at first base, batting cleanup, followed by Kevin Crowell, the right fielder. Evan Cyrus, the catcher, will bat sixth, followed by Cooper Hartzell, the third baseman, hitting seventh. Brendan Bliss in center field hits eighth, and Caleb Beach, the shortstop, will bat in the ninth spot. They hit against Jacob Melton, who will miss outside, ball one, against Cade Parizeau. Parizeau, 1-0 pitch. Squares to bunt. He takes outside. Throw down to first. Knight back in safely. Joe Johnson having to come off the bag to get the throw from Bennett Thompson. For the Mid-Valley Southpaws, Parizeau. Well, I guess I should add in his numbers from the first game today. He was 5 for 11 to start the day when they took on Corvallis. Squaring to bunt. He takes outside, and the pitch goes to the backstop. And for Jacob Melton, this is not the start he was looking for. A wild pitch puts a man at second base with nobody away. And it's a 3-0 count for Parizeau. Briley Knight out at second base. Parizeau was 2 for 4 in the opener of today's action. So 7 for 15 on the tournament. The 3-0 pitch to him. He takes for strike one at the bottom of the strike zone. Briley Knight out at second base after his leadoff bloop single. Takes his lead. Zach Ankeny behind him holding him on. Square to bunt, pulling back, and it's ball 4. And the walk issued by Jacob Melton to Cade Parizeau. Puts runners at first and second as Mid-Valley trying to build off the momentum from their win against Corvallis in the first game of the day today. They get 2 runners on to lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. A walk issued to Parizeau. Briley Knight with the leadoff single. And runners on first and second. Time called as a visit out to the mound for the catcher, Bennett Thompson. Let's run through the defensive starters. Behind the plate, Bennett Thompson catching. Joe Johnson at first, Brennan Watts at second, Zach Ankeny at short, and it is Jack Thompson at third. In the outfield from left to right, Justin Geyer, Wyatt Baptiste, and Jono Gassman. That's your defensive starters as we look around the diamond for the Medford Mustangs. 2 on, nobody out, and Taylor Holder will bat. The left fielder hitting third. A look back to second base for Jacob Melton with no throw. They were running the wheel on the defensive effort, expecting that Taylor Holder may be bunting. Jacob Melton, this is his second appearance here in the tournament. He threw 5 innings in the opener. Didn't factor into the decision on that one. He catches the outside corner on the first pitch to Taylor Holder. Strike 1 called. Holder did not show a bunt at all. So Melton came in, 5 innings worked. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts in his 1 appearance in the tournament so far. He had a pretty strong regular season with the Mustangs. His 0-1 pitch. Holder pulls it to third base. It goes off the glove for Thompson. He tracks it down in foul territory, and everyone will reach their base safely. Briley Knight to third, Parizeau to second, and Taylor Holder on at first base. They put it down as a hit at third. A quick stab from third baseman Jack Thompson trying to make the play, and he couldn't come up with it cleanly. I'm good with that call of a base hit as well. So a single down the third base side. That'll be the second hit here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless ball game for the time being. Jacob Melton, who was 5-0 with 1 save and a .17 ERA in the regular season, struggling to start out this ball game. First pitch swinging for Adam Rapay. He fouls it away. Strike 1 against the cleanup hitter, first baseman. Rapay. And the game earlier today was 0 for 3. Gets one down on the barrel and fouls it away as well. Finds himself 0-2 in his at-bat against Jacob Melton. So 1 for 13 in the tournament so far for Adam Rapay. The 0-2 pitch fouled back again. You can feel the excitement here early on. The Medford guys up on the front rail. You can hear the Mid-Valley guys with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the first. They're excited about the opportunity to try and take an early lead. 0-2 pitch for Jacob Melton. Rapay gets underneath one. It's fouled back again. 4 pitches into his at-bat. They've all been fouled off. Rapay looking for his first RBI and has a prime opportunity for it here. Beautiful sunshiny day at Legion Field. Temperatures creeping up near 90 today. Might be just sticking in the high 80s for us after the first 4 days of the tournament were all mid-90s or low 90s. Not much wind blowing at the moment. Usually blows in from left field or across the diamond from left to right field. And it is 90 degrees with clear skies overhead for the championship game. The 0-2 pitch to Rapay. He puts it in the air out towards right center. This could be enough to drive in a run. It carries to right field from third base. Briley Knight tagging, advancing. The run will score. And Mid-Valley takes the early 1-0 lead. Knight tags and advances to home to score the run. Tagging and advancing from second, Cade Parizeau gets to third. Runners on the corners with one out on the sacrifice fly for Adam Rapay, who picks up his first RBI of the postseason. One out, and Kevin Crowell will bat.
The next batter, number 6, Kevin
Bennett Thompson will step in front of home plate to direct the offense. Excuse me, the defense, with runners on the corners. Melton has given up one run so far here in the first, only one out with runners on the corners. And his first pitch to Kevin Crowell is low for ball one. One-0 delivery. Squaring to bunt. Crowell pulls it back and takes low for ball two. Two balls, no strikes against the five-hitter Kevin Crowell. Melton catches the inside corner. The lefty coming in on the righty. Two balls and a strike. Kevin Crowell in the game earlier today was 2 for 3, putting him at 5 for 13 on the tournament. Bunts one back to the mound, misplayed by Melton, and nobody out, and another run in. Crowell driving in. Cade Parizeau, 2-0 now. Mid-Valley leading. Runners at first and second. Jacob Melton off the mound, misplaying that baseball, will get credit with an error. Parizeau scores. Up to second base goes Holder. Runners still at first and second, just one away. Already a 2-0 lead for Mid-Valley, trying to win their first state title for the Albany area since 1954. But it's only the first inning. And Medford's bats do not go down all that easily. They got some good quality bats in that lineup, so for right now, the message for Mid-Valley has to be take advantage. Score as many runs as you can get.
The next batter, number 4, Evan Cyrus.
Try and put Medford away early. Kevin Crowell on at first, Taylor Holder at second. 2 runs in so far, just one away, and Evan Cyrus, the catcher, batting. Swings and fouls it back to the screen for strike one. Evan Cyrus, earlier today against Corvallis, was 1 for 3. Comes in 2 for 8 in the tournament. The 0-1 pitch to him is high, and it's a 1-1 count. Jacob Melton so far up to 19 pitches here in the first inning. He pitched back on Saturday, so he's rested Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 3 days of rest before he came in here. I don't know if he'll have his entire amount of pitches available to him, as he misses high and away for ball two. You also wonder if things continue the way they are here in the first, when does Medford look to make a change? Can't let yourself get down too much in a must-win ball game. 2-1 pitch from Melton, high for ball three against Evan Cyrus. And that Mid-Valley dugout, you couldn't ask for a much better start for them. Those guys are fired up and in this ball game, creating a lot of noise down there. Meanwhile, Medford's dugout pretty quiet. 3-1 is high, ball four. Second walk for Melton in the bottom of the first. And the bases are loaded once again. Up to third base goes Taylor Holder. To second, Kevin Crowell, and Evan Cyrus on at first. Still just one out and another chance to try and drive in a run, even if you make an out. And the left-handed batting Cooper Hartzell will bat. Hartzell 1 for 3 against Corvallis earlier today in the noon game that preceded this, which Mid-Valley won to get this shot against Medford. First pitch outside for ball one. Lefty versus lefty matchup. 3 for 10 on the tournament for Hartzell. Melton's 1-0 pitch. High and away, ball 2. Jacob Melton struggling to find the strike zone. Bases are loaded, nowhere to put a runner. 2-0 delivery. Fires one in for a strike. Melton gets himself back into the at-bat. So far here in the first, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 walks. The 2-1 pitch. Soft one hopper to short. They get the play at second for 1. The throw to first will double it off. That'll get the Medford fans into the ball game. It finishes off the bottom of the first inning. A much-needed double play defensively for the Medford Mustangs. But 2 runs in here in the bottom of the first for Mid-Valley. They lead 2-0 as we go to the top of the second. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Top of the second inning, Briley Knight has been awarded a 2-run lead to work with on the mound as Mid-Valley takes the early lead in the bottom of the first. Coverage of the state tournament is sponsored by Tim's Appliance Outlet Store. They've got carloads of near-perfect refrigerators up to 70% off MSRP with full factory warranties. That's Tim's Appliance and Mattress in Roseburg. Leading things off, it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Medford. Justin Geyer in left field leads things off. Riley Knight's first pitch, strike on the outside corner. For Justin Geyer, 7 for 14 in the tournament. He has had a big tournament. Swings and misses for strike 2. Geyer, one of the top RBI men in the tournament, with 6 RBI coming into this matchup. Taylor Holder had 6 coming into the day as well, still does. A couple of the top RBI getters playing in this game. Got jammed off the handle. Briley Knight will call for the ball on the infield grass. The pitcher making the catch on a pop fly from Justin Geyer. 1 away for the Medford Mustangs. John O'Gassman, the right fielder, batting next. Gassman, the 6 hitter in the lineup. Takes the first pitch over the plate, but low. A 1-0 delivery coming up for Knight. Fouled back to even up the count. Starting this game at 3 o'clock, which means we probably won't start seeing shadows really reach across the field and may not really need the lights at all. There's a 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball does not get on top of it. Knight misses high and inside for ball 2. The sun will start setting when casting shadows across the third base and left field line here at Legion Field. But probably won't be all that drastic by the time this one wraps up. Now, if it's a 5 o'clock start and you get to the late end stages of that game, that's when you really start to see the shadows come into play. As the ball fouled away, evens up at a 2-2 count for John O'Gassman. Park plays 320, or it says 320 down the left and right field lines, 385 to center, but the Park plays big. As a 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 away here in the top of the second. Strikeout, first of the game for Briley Knight, and he'll face Wyatt Baptiste with 2 outs and nobody on. Park plays big, usually because of the breeze that comes in, does knock down the ball just a bit. We did see a homer earlier today over the left field fence by James Anderson for Corvallis. Ball popped up behind home for a foul ball, strike 1 against Wyatt Baptiste. In the tournament, Baptiste has played in center field pretty much all the time. He's 3 for 13, all 3 singles. Medford without a homer in the tournament, which is kind of surprising. They've got some big boppers in the lineup. 0-1 pitch, squaring to bunt and fouled off for strike 2. Baptiste finds himself in an 0-2 hole. I'd have to do the math while I'm talking, which has never been one of my strong suits, but I would venture a guess before looking and calculating them all, we're probably upwards around 8 homers in the tournament over the 5 days. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. That wraps up the side. Briley Knight strikes out 2, and he sets down the Mustangs in order. And the top of the second will have no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we head to the bottom of the second. Mid-Valley still leading 2-0 on top of the Medford Mustangs. I'm Joey Kieran. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Bottom of the second inning, Jacob Melton back out for a second inning of work after giving up 2 runs on 2 hits and an error in the first inning. Comes out, starts strong with the first pitch strike to Brendan Bliss. The 8-hitter leading things off for the Mid-Valley Southpaws, leading 2-0 over Medford. 8-9-1 hitters due up. The second pitch is inside for a 1-1 count for Brendan Bliss. The center fielder has been a stellar defender. As he puts one right field side, that one drifts foul. A ball and 2 strikes now. Bliss has been playing great defense for the Mid-Valley Southpaws. Mentioned in the last game against Corvallis, was talking about his stellar grab in dead center field, running with his back turned to the infield, making a diving catch for the final out to preserve a win against Hillsboro early on in the tournament. Part of the run here for Mid-Valley is time. Tried to call time, not going to get it. The pitch, strike 3 called, outside corner. Bliss wanted time, didn't get granted it, and then he takes for strike 3, and Jacob Melton will get his first strikeout of the ball game as he tries to settle in against the Southpaws here in the second. 1 away, bottom of the second inning. Caleb Beach, the lefty, will stand in. The shortstop takes high and tight for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, outside corner this time, makes it 1-1. Melton, the lefty, to the lefty. Caleb Beach, off speed. He got out in front of that one, fouls it away third base side and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes now against Caleb Beach. Starting shortstop was 2 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts and 2 singles in the game against Corvallis earlier today, but he takes strike 3 on the outside corner, and Jacob Melton is firing back here in the second inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. Both have been looking.
The next batter, number 7, Briley Knight.
2 away, top of the order for the Southpaws. Briley Knight led off with a flare to left center that just got over the top of Zach Ankeny for a leadoff single in the first inning. He eventually came around to score, and the lefty took ball 1, now swings and misses for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Takes in the dirt. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. Briley Knight. His first action of the postseason with Mid-Valley. 2-1 pitch. Strike 2 taken at the knees, cutting to the outer half of the plate from Jacob Melton. And Melton possibly has a chance here to try and strike out the side. His 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Well, Briley Knight will have another chance at it here. Nobody on, 2 away. Bottom of the second inning. Mid-Valley leading 2-0 at the moment. But Medford starting to build some confidence back. The 2-2 from Melton. High for ball 3. Trying to get the payoff pitch here, Melton. Against Knight. The 3-2 pitch. Hit softly towards third. Bobbled by Thompson. He won't be able to make a play. Ball looked like it might have a little bit of spin to it. Might have been a little English on the ball, and when it hit the glove for Jack Thompson at third, it just popped right back out. That'll be the second error of the ball game for the Mustangs. It extends things here in the second. Cade Parizeau will bat. He drew a walk in the first and scored the second run of the game for Mid-Valley. First pitch out of Melton. Runner going. Throw down to second base. High and not in time. So 1-0 count for Parizeau, and now has a man in scoring position after Briley Knight will steal second. He reached second on a wild pitch his first time on base, now stealing second against Jacob Melton. 1-0 count for Parizeau. Outside, a 2-0 count now. Tournament coverage sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Two balls, no strikes for Jacob Melton. The lefty on the first base side of the rubber kicks and delivers. And he misses low and outside for a 3-0 count. Parizeau on the verge of drawing a second straight walk. Three balls, no strikes. Melton kicks and misses high and away for ball four, his third walk. Is where I was going with that. Third walk issued in the ball game, and we're only through an inning and 2/3. First and second for Mid-Valley. Melton struck out the first two batters, but has not been able to get out of the inning. His defense not helping him out. An error at third base, helping the inning continue, and now a walk to Parizeau. First and second. Taylor Holder will bat next. Team leader in RBI in the postseason. First pitch, he takes down the middle for strike 1. Six RBI in the postseason for Taylor Holder. And I believe that is tied for the tournament high. 0-1 pitch for Melton. In the dirt, knocked down. Thompson lost it underneath him, but collects it quickly. Staying put at second base, Briley Knight. Cade Parizeau at first. Bottom of the second inning with 2 away and 2 on. Mid-Valley already leading 2-0, trying to add to it against Jacob Melton here in the second. Melton has been a part of this four-state championship team for Medford for a while. As a pitch, ooh, that looked dangerous. Throw back to second base, and it almost, if not for the glove of Brendan Watts, that ball might have just gone right into the dome of Briley Knight at second base as he was running back to the bag with the pickoff throw. Melton's been a part of the 4 straight state championships, at least for the last couple of years. There's a 1-1, swing and a miss out in front of it. Taylor Holder finds himself in a 1-2 hole. Melton just graduating from South Medford High School. His 1-2 pitch. Out to right field, drifting foul. A ball and 2 strikes. The count will remain. Melton, again, mentioned, just graduating from South Medford. He'll be headed to Lynn Benton Community College next year for his first year of college baseball. Highly touted prospect out of the Southwest Conference in the high school spring season. Was named the Conference Player of the Year. A 1-2 pitch as he faces Taylor Holder. Holder fouls off another one. Have to check in with Chris Henry from the Medford Mail Tribune, who's on hand, to find out. I'm not sure, I don't have this note in front of me, how long Melton has been with the Mustangs. I'd venture a guess this is at least his 3rd year, which means he's been a part of state championship teams the last 2 years. A 1-2 pitch from Melton. Holder underneath it, this one high in the air out towards left center. Who's going to call it? Baptiste, the center fielder, underneath it to retire the side. Mid-Valley threatens in the second inning, but they can't add to their 2-run lead. No runs on no hits. There was 1 Medford error and 2 men left on base for the SouthPaws. Head to the top of the 3rd inning in this 7-inning ballgame. 2-0 Mid-Valley in front. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Well, we head to the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 2-0 score in favor of the Mid-Valley Southpaws, who are looking to try and pull off the upset and win a state title, snapping the run by the Medford Mustangs. Zach Ankeny, Bennett Thompson, and Joe Johnson, your scheduled hitters against Briley Knight here in the 3rd inning. Tournament coverage is brought to you by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Get ready for hunting season with Sportsman's Warehouse. They carry the gear, rifles, ammo, and bait that you need for your next hunt. Get to Sportsman's Warehouse and take it outside. Zach Ankeny, the shortstop, his first at-bat. Same for Bennett Thompson, the 9-hitter who waits on deck. And then back to the top of the lineup for Joe Johnson. Ankeny, the starting shortstop, a youngster at South Medford High School. Will be heading back, I believe, his junior year coming up. He is 2 for 11 in the tournament. First pitch from Briley Knight is in the air to right field. This one drifting foul, long run. No one will get there. Kevin Crowell in right field giving chase. Same with the second baseman, Cade Parizeau, and Adam Rapay in the area as well. But the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder, none of them able to reach that baseball before it falls for a first pitch foul ball, strike one against Zach Ankeny. Joey Keyran here with you. Again, a big thank you to everybody for tuning in throughout the tournament online at 541radio.com. The numbers have been great. The compliments have been very welcomed, and we've been having a lot of fun. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1 count now for Ankeny. Have been hearing from people all over the state and now from all over the country about watching the coverage. So really enjoy hearing all the words of thanks, and most importantly, hear that you're enjoying the broadcast. 2-1 the count after a pitch high and inside for Ankeny. Many of the players from other teams, it looked like, here in attendance to watch today, mainly from the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. 2-1 pitch for Ankeny, lifted in the air out towards left field. Running underneath it, squaring it up, Taylor Holder. Decent run for him, but he gets underneath it for the first out. Medford a single in the first inning. That's all they've managed so far against Briley Knight. 9-hitter, Bennett Thompson. The catcher will step up next. First pitch high and inside. Bennett Thompson, another young guy as well. Thompson was just a freshman this last year at South Medford. And Ankeny was a sophomore. So, yeah, a couple of the young guys from South Medford making this squad. 1-0 pitch inside. Scooting his feet out of the way. Thompson stands back in ahead in the at-bat. 2 balls, no strikes. Knight's 2-0 delivery. Down the middle, but up. Letter high, and that one out of the strike zone. The count will go 3-0 against Bennett Thompson. The wind and fire with 1 out. The 3-0 pitch misses, and it's ball 4. Bennett Thompson will draw the first walk against Briley Knight. Only the second base runner on for the Mustangs. 1 away, and top of the lineup coming up. Joe Johnson will hit.
Batter number 6, Joe Johnson.
I was talking with Chris Henry from the Medford Mail Tribune about this roster. He was saying he thinks this might only be the second season on the Mustangs for Jacob Melton. We were talking about that earlier. He said that Joe Johnson and probably Ethan Whitney, the two most tenured Mustang players. Johnson stands in, first pitch, low and inside for ball 1. Have talked about his struggles in the tournament. Coming into the postseason, Joe Johnson was batting .458 as a throw over to first base, and Thompson back in safely. Joe Johnson was batting .458 during the regular season, 69 runs, 37 RBI, 24 stolen bases, 7 home runs, 26 extra base hits. That's a pretty good hitter right there as he takes for ball 2. Not sure where that one misses. But here in the postseason, he's 0 for 1 in this game. And Joe Johnson, that makes him 1 for 12 in the tournament. 1 single and an RBI to his credit. He's walked 5 times, but he's struck out 4. So uncharacteristic, you could say, at least for Joe Johnson here in the postseason. A 2-0 pitch coming up for him. Knight delivers at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. Joe Johnson from St. Mary's High School, graduating in 2017. Throw over to first. Bennett Thompson back in safely. Two balls and a strike. Top of the third inning, Mid-Valley leading 2-0. Another throw back over to first, and Thompson back in safely. Mid-Valley with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Our only scores in the game so far. Reminder that this year, American Legion changing to 7-inning contest in the postseason, switching from 9-inning games. 2-1 pitch, Johnson in the air to right field. Routine fly ball, but you got to fight the sun out there. The catch made by Kevin Crowell for the second out. Second pop out to right field for Joe Johnson here in today's contest. 2 away. Brennan Watts will bat next. 1 for 1 in this contest. Watts had a single on the infield back in the first as they shift the defensive alignment a bit here, shading more towards right field against the second baseman. First pitch, he takes high and inside for ball 1. Watts had the ball that got past a diving third baseman Cooper Hartzell in the first inning. There's a throw over and still in safely goes Bennett Thompson. Hartzell was diving for it, couldn't get there. Caleb Beach backing it up, backhanded it, but deep in the hole at shortstop. He didn't have much of a chance to get to first base in time to catch the speedy Brennan Watts. Visit out to the mound here for the Mid-Valley coaching staff. Gives us a moment, and I can tell you that today's game is sponsored by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports here in Douglas County. Our final game of the tournament, game number 15. Not that anyone out there should be curious, but this is the 10th game I'll call in this tournament. 15 total. Dan Bain helping out, calling 5 early over the weekend, helping out, and on Monday. This will be game number 10 for yours truly. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Brennan Watts. Again, not that that really affects any of you guys, but just looking back on it, that's a lot of baseball games. Pretty happy that we've been able to squeeze these all in here online. 1-1 pitch, squaring to bunt. Watts puts it to the backstop. And he'll find himself with a 1-2 count. Trying to catch the defense off guard. He squared up to bunt late and just got underneath the pitch. So Watts now with the ball and 2 strikes against him. 2 away with the man on at first. And a throw over there. Briley Knight has been paying plenty of attention to Bennett Thompson, who drew a 1-out walk here in the 3rd inning to get on base, but hasn't moved from first. Knight's 1-2 pitch, trying to wrap up the top of the 3rd. Sets, kicks, fires. Swung at a high fastball. Watts puts it in the air. The second baseman calling for it. Parizeau underneath it. He squeezes the glove for the final out. And Mid-Valley continues to hang on to their 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. For Medford, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
And pitcher is
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Mid-Valley leading Medford 2-0. Jacob Melton will be back out there for his 3rd inning of work for the Mustangs. His last half inning was not too shabby, a pair of strikeouts holding Mid-Valley off the board as he'll square off against the 4, 5, 6 hitters here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mid-Valley, the SouthPaws on top 2-0. Tournament coverage sponsored by Little Caesars. They now have online ordering and an easy-to-use app. Check out online ordering with Little Caesars Pizza. Adam Rapay stands in. He had a sac fly in the 1st inning. He takes the pitch low for ball 1. Rapay flying out to right field, and John O'Gassman, that scored. Briley Knight to start the scoring for the Southpaws. Pitch at the belt buckle, called for a strike against Rapay. A 1-1 delivery from Melton, the lefty. Got it on the inside corner, and Rapay around on that one quickly. Fires it foul down the left field side. It rolls all the way to the fence down there. Long way to go to get that one for the guy out of the dugout there for Mid-Valley. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Rapay will stay alive at the plate.
Coming about if you want a chance at winning some cash. Hard, old cash. Wave them down.
Long run out there for Bryce Ephraimson, chasing down that foul ball. Figured he deserves some credit. As Rapay will put one high in the air. Could be playable for the catcher, Bennett Thompson, and Joe Johnson. A little miscommunication in Medford, making some uncharacteristic mistakes. Foul ball keeps the at-bat going for Adam Rapay. The missed foul ball, I should say, keeps the at-bat going. Wind and fire from Melton, the 1-2. Off the handle, out to left field. This one will carry. It looks like Geyer should have no problem. That one taking him to the line, and he loses it. It falls in safely, and into second goes Rapay. I don't know if it was the sun. Left field's not usually a position that has to deal with the sun all that much. But it could have been lost in the sun just at the last minute there for Justin Geyer, or maybe it's the broadcaster jinx. I said it looked like a routine fly ball, and at the last moment, Justin Geyer misplays it in left field. And it continues to be just small things here and there that are hurting Jacob Melton on the mound. His defense not helping him out any. Kevin Crowell will bat with a man at second base and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Third error of the game for Medford. A bunt attempt goes foul towards the on-deck circle for the visiting Medford Mustangs. One of the coaches out to get it, then sliding back in on the Red Rock warning track here around at Legion Field. Oh, 1 pitch for Crowell. He's 0 for 1. He pushes a bunt first base side. It's in and out of the glove for Johnson. He won't be able to make a play at first. Everyone's safe. And Johnson might be hurt. He's down on the turf grabbing his wrist. Joe Johnson on the turf. He made a diving attempt to get that ball in the air. Spun and tried to throw to first. It wasn't in time. He comes up. He is flexing his right hand. And that would be his right wrist that it looks like is probably a little dinged up. Left-handed batter, that'd be your guide hand on the right side. He squeezes the coach's fingers to see how much strength he has in it. He's still doubled over in some pain. And that could be a big loss. Joe Johnson, obviously a strong pitcher, usually a pretty good batter, and he has been a starter at first base throughout much of the year for the Mustangs. An injury timeout. We'll tell you that Tim's Appliance has a great selection of Class B appliances and full factory warranties. Some of those Class B appliances have dings and scratches that are too small to even notice. And, of course, 0% financing is always available. Tim's Appliance and Mattress. They're waiting to find out if Joe Johnson can stay in the game, and they may already be looking to make a move. Jacob Melton plays first base as well. He could possibly move to the bag, but he would have to come off the mound. Johnson looks like he's going to stay in for the time being. Medford having an all sorts of weird game here today in the title. So that's going to be a base hit for Kevin Crowell on a push bunt that was almost caught in the air by Joe Johnson. And then he kind of dings himself up on the play. Stays in the game. Nobody out. Runners on the corners now. So you've got runners on the corners, nobody out. Evan Cyrus will bat. He was putting the barrel out there to bunt, and he takes it back for ball 1. 1-0 delivery for Jacob Melton. High and away. Again, squaring to bunt. Taking for ball 2 is Evan Cyrus.
50-50, folks, here in the grandstand.
Runners on the corners with nobody out. Already leading 2-0 is Mid-Valley in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Mid-Valley trying to add another run here against Melton. Squaring to bunt, taking high, ball 3. Cyrus continues to make the defense think he's trying to lay one down. Small ball. Working for Mid-Valley in the last game against Corvallis. The 3-1 pitch, high for ball 4. It's another walk issued by Jacob Melton, and this one loads the bases. 4th walk of the ball game for Melton. That's 4 walks for him. 3 errors in the ball game for Medford. And it again has just been uncharacteristic mistakes for this Mustangs team, a team that has won 4 straight state championships and is 40-10 this year from the regular season into the postseason. A visit out to the mound for the entire infield here. They've got to find a way to break out of it. The good news is they're only down 2-0. But right now, Mid-Valley threatening to add some more to it with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd. Tournament coverage sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Final game of the Legion baseball season here in the state of Oregon. Winner of this one moves on to the Northwest Regional in Missoula, Montana, coming up August 8th. That tournament running the 8th through the 12th. Melton stays in. Cooper Hartzell will bat with the bases loaded and nobody out, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Hartzell grounded into an inning-ending double play in the first. Infield playing in with their toes on the grass. The 0-1. Hartzell check swing, goes back to the mound. Melton will throw to the plate to get 1. They throw to the first to get 2. Joe Johnson scoops it out of the dirt on a poor throw by Bennett Thompson. And Hartzell will ground into another double play. This one, a 1-2-3 double play. Melton to Thompson to Johnson. Kevin Crowell goes to 3rd. Evan Cyrus to 2nd. Out at home was Adam Rapay for the first out. Out at first base was Cooper Hartzell for the 2nd. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, but 2 away now and trying to lay down a bunt and popping it into foul territory behind home. Brendan Bliss has an 0-1 count. Cyrus at 2nd, Crowell at 3rd. 0-1 count against Bliss, who struck out looking to begin the 2nd inning. This was a golden chance for Mid-Valley to add some runs. Medford might just get out of it. A ground ball snagged out of the air by Joe Johnson. Underhand flip. Melton to Johnson, I should say. And Jacob Melton will find his way out of a bases-loaded jam with nobody out. Mid-Valley might just kick themselves about that one later on. No runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Medford error and 2 men left on base for the Southpaws. 2-0 our score. Heading it to the top of the 4th inning. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
For Mid-Valley in the
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
To the top of the fourth inning, Jacob Melton will lead things off for the Medford Mustangs. Trying to help out his own cause here. He grounded out to second his first time up. 0 for 1 in the game. 2-0 score. Mid-Valley in front of the Medford Mustangs in the state championship game. First pitch of the fourth inning. Melton takes a pitch low at the shoe tops and golfs it down the first base side, foul for strike one. Our tournament coverage today and throughout this tournament has been sponsored by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Check them out at the Douglas County Fairgrounds coming up here next week. They'll have a chance for you to win a new Smith & Wesson M&P 15 rifle. You can get signed up as a pitch misses inside. A 1-1 count now for Melton. Get signed up there at the fair and get ready for hunting season with Sportsman's Warehouse and take it outside. 1-1 for Melton. Bounces low and inside for a 2-1 count. Briley Knight still on the mound working for the Southpaws. Comes in. He had not thrown an inning of work for Mid-Valley during the tournament. So he is fresh and ready to go with an unlimited pitch count as a strike taken for a 2-2 count now against Melton. I can't say unlimited. He's just got a full pitch count to work with. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Melton, the left-handed batter, takes high and inside. Left the elbow out there a bit. Almost looked like he thought last second to try and reach out just a little bit, see if he could get plunked on the elbow, but he decides not to. Full count pitch coming up here for Knight. Line drive back up the middle. Jacob Melton will lead off with a single right out to center field. A 3-2 pitch. Right back through the box on the line drive. So 1 on, nobody out for Medford here in the top of the fourth. They trail 2-0. Not an insurmountable lead midway through this 7-inning contest. Jack Thompson will bat 0 for 1 in the game. He grounded out to short. Melton checked on at first as Knight throws over. Jacob Melton, he will steal. 20-plus stolen bases during the regular season. Does not have one in the tournament, though. Pitch misses low and inside against the right-handed batting Jack Thompson. Thompson was the losing pitcher last night for Medford against Corvallis. With the bases loaded, he plunked Roy Williams to bring in the game-winning run in the bottom of the ninth. As a strike taken at the knees for a 1-1 count. I know it was probably a tough loss there for the Mustangs. It means they're vulnerable today. If they had won yesterday, Mid-Valley would have had to have beaten them twice here today. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Thompson going to a knee as he waves at a breaking ball low. And he takes himself to a 1-2 count. 2-0 the score, top of the fourth inning. Mid-Valley, the home team, out there defensively right now, leading the way. Melton gets checked on at first. 1-2 pitch coming up here for Briley Knight. Knight set, delivering to Thompson. takes his time, now fires in, and it's fouled down the third base side. That felt like a deliberate change of pace there for Briley Knight. He has been a guy that seems to get into his motion pretty quick. He stood on the mound and just stared at third base before he delivered home, and now visit out to the plate for, I'm going to venture a guess that is head coach Nate Maben. I'm not sure what the conference is about here. Why they may be, what he may have to argue about. Back to the dugout goes the coach for Medford. It's a 1-2 count. Briley Knight trying to get out number one or get Jack Thompson to ground into a double play here. A 1-2 pitch. Fastball grounded third base side. It's kept on the infield. Throw to second. Not in time. Caleb Beach showing great range at shortstop. Got to that one quickly from his knees. He throws back to second. Accurate enough to at least make a play on it. But Jacob Melton beats the throw there. First and second now with nobody out for Medford.
The next batter, number 20.
And the Mustangs are threatening. Another infield single for Medford. Justin Geyer will bat. He popped out to the pitcher to lead off the second inning. 0 for 1 in the ball game. He puts this one in the air again, and it's another pop out on the infield. Calling for it, Cade Perizzo makes the play back behind first base. The second baseman calling off Adam Rapay, even though they were within about 10 feet of first base on that one. One away. Jono Gassman will bat. Gassman struck out swinging in the second. That was a quick inning of work for starting pitcher Briley Knight, having to work a little bit harder here in the fourth. Time called before the pitch. And Briley Knight not happy about it. The fans here for our Mid-Valley not happy about that call. Knight was right into his motion. But time called before the pitch. Now Knight delivers. First pitch high and inside, ducking out of the way. Jono Gassman avoiding the pitch. One away, first and second. Top of the fourth inning. Mid-Valley leading 2-0. Joey Keyran here with you from Legion Field. Final game of the 5-day state tournament. High for ball 2 against Gassman. Jono Gassman with his teammate Jacob Melton out at second and Jack Thompson at first. Trying to see if they could at least get one run out of this one here. Trailing 2-0. Right now, they've equaled up the hits against Mid-Valley. Swing and a miss for strike one. Breaking ball tailing away from the righty. Briley Knight, a right-handed pitcher, but a left-handed batter, in case you were curious. I was, because I suddenly realized I didn't think he was a left-handed pitcher, but he's batting left-handed last time he was up. Briley Knight will be due up, second in the bottom of the fourth. Right now pitching is 2-1, double steal, strike him out, throw him out. Oh, wow. And out of the dugout is Troy Babbitt to have a conversation there about that. That throw beat him by a mile. Jacob Melton and Troy Babbitt not happy with that call. He is in the face of that umpire down at third, and he's going to walk away. Babbitt still not giving him a peace of mind. The players trying to appeal to the home umpire for a conference on that one. Melton will get in safely. Out. Oh, excuse me, it wasn't a strike him out, was it? It was only strike two for Jono Gassman. I apologize. I said strike him out, throw him out. No, it doesn't happen. Time called now for Troy Babbitt to head out to the mound, it looks like. So double steal. Melton gets into third. That looked like the throw beat him pretty good, but able to slide around the tag. Jacob Melton gets in safely. You've got runners at second and third with just one out. 2-2 count at the plate for John O'Gassman after the conference. First stolen base of the tournament for Jacob Melton. Tournament coverage is presented by Little Caesars. Try Little Caesars large one topping extra most bestest pizza. It has the most toppings of all major pizza chains. We're here in the top of the fourth inning. Medford threatening, trailing 2-0 against Mid-Valley. Game tying run out at second base. Just one away. John O'Gassman at the plate with the 2-2 count. Briley Knight will come set. The righty delivers. Swing and a miss. That's a strike him out. Second punch out for John O'Gassman. That's the third strikeout for Briley Knight in the ballgame. He gets an important second out, and it'll come up to Wyatt Baptiste now to try and bring in a run for the Mustangs. Baptiste, 0 for 1 in the ballgame. He had a strikeout his first time up. Briley Knight trying to wrap it up here with runners at second and third. And time called. Not sure where the umpire's pointing. I think it must have been the catcher that was called time. It's just pointing towards the plate.
50-50, last chance.
The first pitch of the at-bat outside. A 1-0 count to start off for Wyatt Baptiste. Second baseman's got Jack Thompson aboard. At third base, Jacob Melton. The 1-0 pitch. That ball popped in the air, back behind home foul. 1 ball, 1 strike against Wyatt Baptiste. Here in the top of the fourth, Medford trailing by 2. It's been a lengthy fourth inning, a lot of action, but no scoring yet for Medford. The 1-1, that ball jam shot in foul territory, could be playable, and up against the screen, running out of room, Cyrus, the Mid-Valley catcher, up against the railing, runs out of room. That one ended up into the grandstands behind home. That's strike 2 against Wyatt Baptiste. A 1-2 pitch coming up for Briley Knight, trying to work out of a jam here. I have not noticed any action in either bullpen for these teams, sticking with their starters. The 1-2 pitch out of Knight. Swing and a miss. He gets back-to-back strikeouts and gets out of the fourth inning. Medford leaves 2 men on in scoring position. No runs on 2 hits. There were no Mid-Valley errors, and 2 men left on base for the Medford Mustangs. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Mid-Valley leading 2-0 against Medford. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament presented by Virginia Everard. She'll work with any budget or life situation to help you take the next step to selling or buying a house.
No errors, 2 runners left on base. Pitcher.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Mid-Valley leading 2-0. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks so much for tuning in for our American Legion Baseball State Championship game. The Medford Mustangs trail the Mid-Valley SouthPaws 2-0. As we start the bottom of the fourth, Mid-Valley comes up to hit. Leading things off is Caleb Beach, the shortstop, who struck out looking against Jacob Melton back in the second inning. He takes the first pitch high for ball one. Melton still out there throwing into his fourth inning of work. He gets a strike on the outside corner. Evens up the count here against the left-handed hitting Caleb Beach. 2-0 pitch. Off the handle, back into the netting. I think it's an interesting question to ask. Area 3, Mid-Valley was the Area 3 champions. They had the most teams in the state tournament, 4 teams total. As a pitch is going to beam Caleb Beach in the back. Breaking ball that did not break. And it hits him on the number on the back. Down to first base goes the leadoff man for Jacob Melton. First hit batter of his start. That'll take us back to the top of the lineup. Briley Knight will hit 1 for 2 in the game. He's been on base twice. Last time reaching on an error at third base. So Mid-Valley had the best team in Area 3, which had the most number of teams in the state tournament. Area 4, Medford, had the best record of any team in the state. Only team to reach 30 wins in the regular season as a first pitch called strike against Knight. Area 4, though, only had the Area 4 champion and the host team, Roseburg, into the tournament. So it begs the question, it's the best conference, the best league, Area 3, which got 4 teams here to the state tournament, versus probably the best team in the state in Medford here in this matchup. The 1-1, and it beans Briley Knight. Back-to-back hit batters for Jacob Melton. Runners at first and second with nobody away. And Jacob Melton starting out this one on enough tough note. But he also got into some trouble in the third inning with the bases loaded and nobody out and found a way out of that one. We'll see if they give him an opportunity to try and work out of things here in the fourth, as there's going to be a meeting on the mound, and we'll see if they make a call to the pen and switch things up here. Looks like Melton hanging on to the baseball for right now. Well, Tim's Appliance and Outlet Store, it's located on the corner of Lane and South Stevens here in Roseburg. Want to send a big shout out to those guys, and thanks so much for helping us out with the sponsorship of the state tournament coverage here. That's Tim's Appliance and Mattress, located at Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 2 on, nobody out. Melton stays in the game. Coming up to bat next will be Cade Parizeau.
The next batter, number 17, Cade Parizeau.
Parizeau has walked twice in this ball game, scored in the first inning. Comes up with runners at first and second, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning, his team already leading 2-0. They expect him to try and bunt here, and he does square late, puts it down third base side, and it'll just roll foul, and that is to the benefit of the Mustangs. That ball, if it stays on that infield grass, that's a base hit. Jacob Melton, the only man to get there. At third base, Jack Thompson headed back to the bag to cover with the runner at second, advancing on the bunt attempt. Melton, by the time he got there would have really been pretty much no chance of trying to get the runner at first. Mid-Valley leading 2-0, occupying that third base side dugout. Just had a guy throwing in the bullpen, it looks like, as they head back to the dugout. Melton's 0-1 pitch for Parizeau. He squares the bunt, takes outside to even up the count at 1-1. Out there throwing in the bullpen. I believe he was throwing as if he could come into pitch. Kevin Crowell, first team All-State selection at Lebanon High School, heading to Pacific University. Squaring to bunt again, and it'll be a 1-2 count as that one fouled on the third base side yet again for Cade Parizeau. Parizeau. '17 graduate from South Albany High School. He's got a 1-2 count against Jacob Melton. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth. Squares to bunt again, and he'll go down with the bunt for a strikeout. Bunt foul for the strikeout. Strikeout there for Jacob Melton. One down. One away. Melton faces Taylor Holder. First pitch, breaking ball ends up low and inside near the shoe tops. Behind the plate, Bennett Thompson. A lot of credit on the work on that one. Sliding to his left, had no problem controlling that baseball with runners on. 1-0 delivery from Melton. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike one. One away with first and second, both on base via hit by pitch. Melton, the lefty, a check swing, foul ball to the visiting dugout on the first base side. Holder now has a 1-2 count. Holder 1 for 2 in the ball game with a single on the infield back in the first. One-two delivery. It's right side and it gets through. Beach is heading around third. They're going to send him to the plate. The throw from Gassman to the dish gets by and back to the backstop. They're going to send now Briley Knight up to third. Up to second base goes Taylor Holder. Holder adds to his RBI total in the tournament, now 7 as he drives in a run on a single to right field. Caleb Beach scoring from second to make it 3-0 Mid-Valley. Briley Knight up to third as the ball gets by, and Taylor Holder advancing to second. Runners at second and third, one away, 3-0 Mid-Valley in front. So ground ball single through the right side. Gassman's throw was behind Beach. Wasn't going to get him, but then the throw gets by, and Knight advances up. That'll be another error on the Mustangs on the throw. First pitch, a called strike against Adam Rapay. So 4 errors now in the ball game against Medford. Rapay is 0 for 1, reached on an error in the third. Swings and fouls one off. Strike 2. Rapay had a sac fly for an RBI back in the first. He could do it again here if he can get it out of the infield. Has a good chance of trying to drive in Briley Knight from third. 0-2 pitch coming up from Melton. Ground ball, diving stop by the shortstop, but he can't hold on to it. Ankeny makes the diving stop to keep it on the infield, but everybody's safe. An RBI single for Adam Rapay. Briley Knight scores. Taylor Holder up to third. Holder probably would have scored if that ball got through cleanly, but Ankeny stops it on the infield. Still just one out. Runners on the corners now. And it's a 4-0 lead for Mid-Valley against Medford. No action in the Medford bullpen. A right-hander throwing in the bullpen for Mid-Valley. Kevin Crowell will hit. He is 1 for 2 in the game. He's reached base twice, once on an error. And time called, a meeting for the offense. And everybody will come together out to the mound, the coaching staff for Medford, to talk out there as well. Before the first pitch against Kevin Crowell, runners on the corners, one away. Mid-Valley leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth against defending state champion Medford. Our tournament coverage sponsored by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports here in Douglas County. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I was a little stunned by how this one has worked out so far. Medford, Big Bad Medford, 4-time defending state champs. They're getting banged up here, but more importantly, the fact 4 errors in this game, and some of them have just been almost basic plays. And not all of them have been counted as actual errors that go down in the book, as a first pitch misses low from Jacob Melton for a 1-0 count against Kevin Crowell. Not to pick on him here, but that's the level of excellence that Medford has put together, and it's a little surprising when you see play like what we've seen so far. Ball in the air, back behind home, giving chase. Bennett Thompson runs out of room. That'll be strike 1 against Crowell. Now, all of that said, I would not be shocked if the Medford Mustangs have a rally in them to get this one close again, if not take a lead. Again, that's the level of excellence we've come to expect out of the Medford Mustangs. A 1-1 count against Kevin Crowell. Runners on the corners, just one away. Bottom of the fourth. Squaring to bunt. He takes. That ball bounces in the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop. Another run in. Up to second base goes Adam Rapay. And the wild pitch makes it a 5-0 score. Mid-Valley in front. So Rapay at second now, only man on base with 1 out, and Kevin Crowell at the plate with a 2-1 count. It was Taylor Holder scoring on the wild pitch. Jacob Melton set. The 2-1 inside, almost got by Thompson again. The count will go 3-1. Jacob Melton working against the 6th hitter here in the 4th inning, and he misses high to walk him. A 1-out walk issued to Kevin Crowell. Runners at first and second for the Southpaws. Taking a look at the numbers for Melton. Jacob Melton with 5 walks and 2 hit batters, only 3 strikeouts. He's allowed 5 hits in 3 1/3 innings. 5-0 the score here in the bottom of the 5th. Melton will look back to second, will throw, but was not much of a challenge to try and get it there. Evan Cyrus has walked twice in the ballgame. You've got 2 guys in the lineup for Mid-Valley that have walked twice, Cade Perizzo and Evan Cyrus. First pitch to Cyrus, high and away, ball 1. Again, action in the bullpen for Mid-Valley. They've had a couple of guys, it seems like, down there throwing. The 1-0 high and inside, a 2-0 count. Throwing right now is the righty Cade Perizzo. And we saw somebody else throwing earlier. I'm drawing a blank on who it was now, but there's been some action. Now there's some action up in the Medford bullpen. I was a little surprised we didn't see any earlier. 3-0 count now for Jacob Melton against Evan Cyrus. Strike on the outside corner. Melton will battle his way back, won't give up the easy pass right away. Ryan Sandoval throwing in the bullpen for Medford. Ball 4 issued, 5 pitches. Evan Cyrus draws his third walk. Back-to-back walks now issued for Melton, and the bases are loaded. Just one out.
Batter number 25, Cooper Hartzell.
Out to the mound, Joe Johnson to have a word with Jacob Melton. Maybe stalling just a little bit here to allow Sandoval some time to get loose. And now the umpire out there to break things up for the meeting on the mound. And then Hartzell heads on down to third to have a quick conversation with his coach. Cooper Hartzell for Mid-Valley stands in. Tough day for him. He is grounded into 2 double plays. Last time it was a check swing back to the mound that ended in a 1-2-3 double play. First pitch to the lefty is called for a strike. Hartzell, first one was a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play in the first. Then again a 1-2-3 as he pops one up. This in foul territory. Third baseman Jack Thompson makes the catch for the out. So Hartzell's struggles at the plate continue. Second out retired. Bottom of the fourth. Base is still loaded. At third base, you've got Adam Rapay at second, Kevin Crowell at first, Evan Cyrus. Make it 3 runs in already in this 4th inning for Mid-Valley. Melton trying to get out of it. He fires a first pitch strike against Brendan Bliss. 9th hitter to the plate for the Southpaws here in the 4th. The 0-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Melton trying to wrap things up in the 4th. His 0-2 pitch, fouled off. Brendan Bliss 0 for 2 in the ball game, a strikeout and a groundout. Comebacker to the mound the last time that finished off the 3rd inning. He's looking to avoid making the last out for a 2nd straight inning. And he just misses on the 0-2 pitch for Melton. 5-0 the score. Bottom of the 4th inning. Mid-Valley in front of the defending state champ Medford Mustangs. A 1-2 pitch, and before the delivery, Melton steps off the mound. The 1-2, reaching for it. That ball in the air, foul right side into the bullpen for Medford, giving chase John O'Gassman coming up just a little bit short. State championship game here at Legion Field. It's really been an absolute joy hosting the state tournament here at Legion Field. I think everybody that's been a part of it has been having a good time being a part of it. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And the strikeout does finish things off in the 4th inning for Jacob Melton and the Medford Mustangs. But it is a big inning for Mid-Valley as they take control, leading 5-0. 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Medford error and 3 men left on base for the Southpaws. We will head to the top of the 5th inning, 5-0, Mid-Valley leading Medford. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups, and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
They got 3 runs in.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Well, we come back for the top of the fifth inning. A new man on the mound for the Mid-Valley Knights, the Mid-Valley SouthPaws. I was looking at the word Knight. Briley Knight comes off the mound for Kevin Crowell, who will take over. And it looks like coming in for Briley Knight. We'll get this all figured out here. So Kevin Crowell moves from right field to the mound. And in on the mound, in right field is going to be Ezra Lopez, it looks like. I believe Lopez will then take over the spot for Briley Knight in the lineup. So we'll get that all figured out here. Make sure that is.
Briley Knight leads with 63 pitches. 63.
15. That's number 15 out in right field. So Ezra Lopez does take over in right field. Kevin Crowell moves to the mound. So the new man on the bump for Mid-Valley will face the 8-9-1 hitters for Medford with a 5-0 lead. Zach Ankeny will bat first. First pitch, a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Zach Ankeny in the ball game, 0 for 1, a pop out to left field. Only about to wrap up the second time through the lineup for Medford. Pitch outside from Crowell, a 1-1 count. Kevin Crowell, righty, is 1-1 outside. Count goes 2-1. For Mid-Valley, Kevin Crowell had pitched 3 1/3 innings. Give up 8 hits and 7 runs in that time. So line drive shot goes over the top of Cade Perizzo at second, and Zach Ankeny starts out Kevin Crowell's time on the mound with a single to right field. Ezra Lopez will send it back in.
The next batter, number 10, Bennett Thompson.
So 1 on, nobody out, as Bennett Thompson will dig in next for Medford, the catcher. Kevin Crowell here in the tournament. He's only made 1 appearance, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He started the game and took the loss. He hit 1 batter and had 2 wild pitches. A 1-0 count as he faces Bennett Thompson, the starting catcher for the Medford Mustangs. Right down the middle for a called strike. A 1-1 count now for Thompson. Crowell had 11 in high school, graduating here in 2018. I mentioned a first-team All-Stater headed to Pacific. He'll step off with a 1-1 count. Nobody out, a man on at first for Medford. They trail 5-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. State championship ball game. Crowell's 1-1, a breaking ball. He misses his mark on that one and ducking out of the way. Thompson has the advantage at 2 balls and a strike. So the final line for Briley Knight, 4 innings worked. There's a ball just past it, diving Cooper Hartzell into left field. He made every attempt he could to get to that one, but the soft liner just out of his reach. Back-to-back singles for the Mustangs. Runners at first and second with nobody out against Kevin Crowell. First and second, Ankeny at second, Thompson at first. So for Knight, mentioned 4 innings worked. He is in line to get a win. 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for Briley Knight, the current winning pitcher in the ballgame, if the score stays in Mid-Valley's favor. Pitch inside against the leadoff man, Joe Johnson, for ball 1. Johnson 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts to right field so far. Kevin Crowell on the mound has not had his sharpest stuff to start. As he misses inside, the pitch gets by the catcher to the backstop. Both runners move up. The wild pitch, making it a 2-0 count for Johnson. Ankeny up to third. And Bennett Thompson out to second. So Medford with a chance here to try and get a run on the board. 2 balls, no strikes. High and away for Crowell, and the count goes 3-0. 5-0 lead. A walk here would load the bases for Medford as they try to cut down. Squaring to bunt, Johnson takes for ball 4. And the bases are loaded. First time on base for Joe Johnson here against Mid-Valley. And now that brings up top of the order is up to bat here. Brendan Watts, the number 2 hitter. This could be a dangerous stretch for Mid-Valley. And probably thinking the same thing. A visit to the mound now for the Mid-Valley coaches. Our tournament coverage sponsored by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Sportsman's Warehouse has everything for your next camping, hunting, or fishing excursion. Get to Sportsman's Warehouse today and stock up before heading outdoors. Sportsman's Warehouse, take it outside. Want to also thank Clinton Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Not only a sponsor for our online broadcasting, but also a sponsor of the state tournament here. They were the main sponsor for the Legion State Tournament. They've had daily sponsors as well. Roseburg Forest Products, Motel 6, Cascade Community Credit Union, I believe. There's another one in there as well. I think Cow Creek might be in there as well. There's a few different sponsors. I'm sure I'm missing at least one, but a lot of people helping make this a success for Legion Baseball. First pitch, squaring to bunt with the bases loaded and nobody out. Brendan Watts takes low and inside for ball 1. Watts is 1 for 2 in this one. Had an infield single in the first, was left stranded at third though. His 1-0 pitch, squares, and he takes for strike 1. Brendan Watts, 1 RBI in the tournament. He's now 5 for 16. He takes high, and the count goes 2-1. Nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Medford has threatened. They had runners at second and third in the 4th inning with 1 out, but they couldn't score anybody. They had a runner at third in the 1st inning and couldn't score anybody. Now they've got the bases loaded with nobody out, and it's a 3-1 count for Brendan Watts. A walk here does bring in a run. And the very dangerous portion of the lineup coming up next. Jacob Melton waiting on deck. Kevin Crowell will step off before the next pitch. 3-1 delivery coming up for Kevin Crowell against Brendan Watts. Watts looking for a pitch he can drive. Strike 2 called. Crowell sneaks one in on the inside corner at the knees. Watts was ready to take the walk down to first, but I think maybe deep down inside he knew that was probably strike 2. Now a 3-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball towards second. They go to second for 1, and no throw to second or to first base to try and get the double play, but they do get 1 out. Some contact on the slide in by Joe Johnson. Made some contact with Caleb Beach there at second base, and Beach a little dinged up. And Troy Babbitt out there to check on his shortstop. I don't know if I would, he may end up looking at the umpire asking if there is any interference as well, but it looked like Johnson went straight into the bag, so I don't really feel like that's probably going to be a part of the case here. 4-6, the force out of Joe Johnson at second base. 1 away. A run did score, by the way. RBI ground out. Or excuse me, an RBI for Brendan Watts, who gets on with a fielder's choice. Now the team will huddle on the mound. One away, runners on the corners, 5-1 the score. Medford trailing by 4. Finally get on the board. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. Kevin Crowell going to come off the mound. And a new man will take over for the Southpaws. So Kevin Crowell gets 1/3 of an inning worked. He gives up 2 hits and a walk and 1 run. And his time is done on the mound as they'll make a change. And we'll have all the details for you when we come back. Pitching change for Mid-Valley. They still lead 5-1 as we continue the top of the 5th inning after the pitching change here on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Top of the 5th inning. New man on the mound will be Cade Parizeau. Takes over for Cade Crowell. Crowell working just 1/3 of an inning. Parizeau comes from second base to the mound. New second baseman. New second baseman is Jace Lean, who pitched in the first game of the day for Mid-Valley against Corvallis. So Lean will take over at second.
Medford Mustangs.
And we'll see here, I think Ezra Lopez probably comes out of the game. It looks like Lopez comes out of the game in right field as Crowell goes back out there. And in for Lopez will come Jace Lean. So on the mound, Parizeau with runners at first and second. He gets the chore of facing Jacob Melton. And the first pitch to Melton is for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Oh, 1 delivery for Parizeau. Runners on the corners, 1 away. That ball golfed out to right field on the run. Kevin Crowell makes the catch, tagging and heading for home. The throw goes to second. A 3-run lead now for Mid-Valley as Jacob Melton will get a sacrifice fly to right field. 2 down, and Jack Thompson will bat with a man at first. 5-2 your score.
Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson is 1 for 2 in the game. First pitch in the dirt. Behind the plate, Evan Cyrus knocking it down, holding the runner at first. Out at first base, Brennan Watts. .1-0 delivery for Parizeau with 2 outs. Again, outside in the dirt, but Cyrus snagging that one with the backhand attempt. 2 balls, no strikes against Jack Thompson. The 2-0 in the dirt again. So Cade Parizeau as Fired 3 straight in the dirt against Jack Thompson, who's ahead 3-0. The score 5-2 in favor of Mid-Valley. Pitch is outside. It's a 4-pitch walk. Jack Thompson getting on. Second walk here in the top of the 5th inning for the Mustangs. First and second with 2 down, and up next will be Justin Geyer, who has popped out twice on the infield. Cade Perizzo trying to get through this 5th inning for Mid-Valley. They lead 5-2. There is an arm thrown in the bullpen for Mid-Valley, but is watching the game more than he is throwing. A pitch just out off the edge for a 1-0 count. Out there in the bullpen is Bryce Ephraimson. .1-0 delivery for Perizzo. Gets that one across for a strike. 1-1 count for Geyer. At first base, Jack Thompson. Second, Brennan Watts. Zach Ankeny and Bennett Thompson already have scored here in the 5th, making it a 5-2 ball game. Medford finally on the board. Perizzo's 1-1. It's outside, not chasing. Geyer has a 2-1 count. This 5th inning slowing down the momentum for Mid-Valley. They had scored 3 times in the bottom of the 4th to take a 5-0 lead, but this has been a lengthy top of the 5th. The 2-1 pitch outside. I think that's a 3-1 count there, young man. Yep, he'll head back to the plate. Geyer was already headed down to first. So now a 3-1 count. Perizzo working with runners at first and second. 2 away, needing 1 more. His 3-1 pitch coming up. Outside and low, ball 4, bases loaded. Now the Mid-Valley pitching staff making life hard on themselves. 3 walks here in the 5th inning. For Mid-Valley, the pitchers have now walked 4 batters total. And time called. Out to the mound. Mid-Valley coaches and Medford all meeting down the first base side. Today's game sponsored by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports in Douglas County. Also want to say a big thank you to presenting sponsor Virginia Everard. She'll work with any budget or life situation to help you take the next step to selling or buying a house. That's Virginia Everard with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Oh, we could have a big turn of events here. Bases loaded. 5-2 the score. Mid-Valley leading, but Medford threatening to continue to add to their scoring here in the 5th. They're down by 3, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning, bases loaded. Cade Perizzo has walked back-to-back hitters. First pitch in the air for Gassman. Foul territory, calling for it, and making the catch will be Adam Rapay to wrap up the top of the 5th. 1 pitch, all that was needed against Jono Gassman, and that finishes off things here in the top of the 5th inning. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. Mid-Valley currently leading 5-2 against the Medford Mustangs. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Donate some more money or anything that you can give to that family, that would be greatly appreciated. This just happened July 28th.
Welcome to Legion Field for the bottom of the fifth inning between the Medford Mustangs and the Mid-Valley Southpaws in our AAA American Legion Baseball State Championship. The defending state champions, four-time state champion Medford Mustangs, currently trailing against Mid-Valley 5-2 is your score. 2 runs in the first for Mid-Valley, 3 in the bottom of the fourth. And for Medford, 2 in the top of the fifth. As we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, Caleb Beach leads things off, and he takes high for ball 1. Caleb Beach facing off against Ryan Sandoval, who has come into the game for Jacob Melton. Sandoval gets a pitch across for a strike, 1-1 count. So we'll have some defensive changes to make here. Joe Johnson still at first base. So they check down to first. No. Beach did not go around. He'll have a 2-1 count. Jacob Melton has gone to center field. Pitch in the dirt. And it's a 3-1 count. So Melton has gone to center off the mound. It looks like Geyer has gone behind the plate for Thompson. 3-1 pitch to Caleb Beach is ball 4 for Ryan Sandoval. He walks the leadoff man in his time on the mound. And Caleb Beach leading off an inning for a second straight time. Mid-Valley sent 9 hitters to the plate in the bottom of the fourth, and here in the bottom of the fifth, Caleb Beach, second straight leadoff at bat. He got beamed by a pitch in the fourth inning. He walks here in the fifth. A little bit easier way to get on base to lead off an inning. So leadoff walk for Ryan Sandoval. First pitch misses against the leadoff man. And up to bat, there's going to be a new man at the plate. And a visit out to the mound for Medford already. So the new man is Jace Lean that will bat in the leadoff spot. Briley Knight. Briley Knight, the starting pitcher, leadoff spot, went 1 for 2. 2 runs scored before he comes out of the game with the defensive changes. So Sandoval on the mound, Melton out in center, Geyer behind the plate. I'm guessing Baptiste has moved to left. That'll be Baptiste in left. And I think that'll be all of our changes. Still Gassman in right. Johnson at first. Watts at second. Ankeny still at short. And Thompson at third. As a pitch inside, count goes 2-0 now against Jack Thompson. So coming in for Bennett Thompson, it will be Ryan Sandoval when you look at the lineup card. Sandoval had a quick check at first base on Caleb Beach. He fires in and misses again. Count goes 3-0. So Jace Lean digs back in, the left-handed batter. 3-0 pitch. He'll take for strike 1. He was ready to toss away the bat. Three-one pitch. Squaring to bunt. Lean will take for strike 2. Looked like he was planning on trying to take the whole way. So Ryan Sandoval works his way to a full count, and he throws over to first base. Back in goes Beach. Full count pitch for Ryan Sandoval. That ball in the air out to right field on the run. Gassman heading back to the warning track. It's over his head. It hops to the fence. Lean heading for second. They're going to hold Caleb Beach at third. It's a double for Jace Lean, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's our first extra base hit of the ball game. I do believe that's correct. A double for Jace Lean. He was ahead 3-0. Took 2 strikes and then drills one over the head of John O'Gassman in right field. It puts runners at second and third with nobody out for Mid-Valley here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead 5-2, and if they can get some of the runs back they scored in the top of the 5th, what a blow that feels like to Medford. They come in, the infield on the grass with nobody out and runners at second and third. First pitch low against Cade Perizzo, who is now pitching. The 1-0 outside, 2-0 count. Ryan Sandoval comes in. For Sandoval, his second appearance in the tournament. He gets a swing and a miss out of Perizzo for strike 1. Ryan Sandoval has pitched 2 innings in the tournament prior to this. Gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Didn't factor into the decision in that one. He's got a 2-1 count now against Cade Perizzo with runners at second and third. That ball in the air out to left field on the run. Baptiste, he'll back up to catch it. Tagging and heading for home will be Caleb Beach. He scores easily. RBI sac fly to left field for Cade Perizzo. 1 away. A 6-2 score in favor of Mid-Valley. They lead by 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Taylor Holder will bat, 2 for 3 today, an RBI, 2 singles, a run scored. Jace Lean still out at second base with 1 out. First pitch, strike 1. Sandoval taking over for Jacob Melton, who went 4 innings. Right now on the hook for the loss. 0-1 pitch, a look back to second, no one covering, so no throw. Melton 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. Pitch misses low on the outside corner for a 1-1 count. Taylor Holder facing Ryan Sandoval. Sandoval, a right-hander from North Medford High School, will be a senior this next year for the Black Tornado. His 1-1 pitch, ground ball chopper, third base, fair ball, throw over to first. In time for the out, up to third goes Jace Lean. That ball down the line, just in fair territory, despite Jack Thompson being in foul territory. But he stays with the play. I was wondering if he would even realize that was a fair ball. The umpire behind him signaling it probably gave an audible signal as well. But he stays with it, throws over to first for the second out. Adam Rapay will stand in, pops one high in the air, heading foul and into the stands. Moving up to third on the ground out was Jace Lean, so he's 90 feet from home. 0-1 count against Adam Rapay. Puts another one in the air. This one out to right field. Gassman coming in, makes the catch to retire the side. Final out made here in the bottom of the fifth, but 1 run back on the board for Mid-Valley. They lead 6-2 as we head to the 6th inning. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We will head to the top of the 6th inning. Getting to the late stages of this one, Medford trails Mid-Valley 6-2. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Top of the 6th inning, leading 6-2, is the Mid-Valley Southpaws on top of the Medford Mustangs. Medford will bring Wyatt Baptiste, Zach Ankeny, and the new man, which will be Ryan Sandoval, up to bat here. And the top of the 6th, first pitch fouled away for strike 1. So an 0-1 count here against Baptiste, who has struck out twice in this one. Both those strikeouts coming against starter Briley Knight. Cade Parizeau on the mound right now, misses just out off the edge for a 1-1 count. Third pitcher in the game for Mid-Valley. The 1-1 pitch from Parizeau is low for a 2-1 count. Kevin Crowell was the second man used in the middle. He only pitched a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. 1 walk, no strikeouts. The 2-1 pitch in the air to left field, charging in. Holder won't get there in time. It's a leadoff single. Baptiste drops one into shallow left field for a base knock, leading things off in the 6th inning. Medford needing 4 to tie, 5 to take a lead here in the 6th. 1 on, nobody out. As the wind continues to pick up a bit, as it usually does this time of day, starts to get a little bit heavier. The wind seems to be blowing either in from left field or across the diamond, depending on when you check the American flag in center field. Zach Ankeny up, 1 for 2 in the game. First pitch outside. Last time up for Ankeny, he had a single to lead off the 5th inning. Eventually came around to score. First run of the game for Medford. Takes at the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. At first base, Wyatt Baptiste. Good speed on the bases. Baptiste with 2 stolen bases as he gets back safely on a pickoff throw. 2 stolen bases here in the tournament. The 1-1 from Parizeau, swing and a miss for strike 2. Sandoval waiting on deck. It would be his first at-bat of the evening. Coming in a relief pitcher mode, but getting to hit as well. Another throw over to first base, and Baptiste back in safely. Sandoval hitting next. It will be his first at-bat of the tournament. There's a swing and a miss. Got caught chasing badly outside. Zach Ankeny will strike out. First strikeout for him. And for the new man on the mound, Cade Parizeau, that is his first punch out on the bump out there. One away. Man at first base still. And Ryan Sandoval will hit. Right-handed batter. Again, his first at-bat of the tournament. First pitch is outside. Parizeau missing there, falling behind to lead off the at-bat. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Strike one. One away, runner at first. Parizeau looking for that double play ball. Turning it up the middle. The 1-1, breaking ball on the corner for strike two. 6-2 is your ball game here. Right now, Mid-Valley in front of Medford. And the Mustangs, the visiting team, they're down to their final 5 outs here in the tournament. The 1-2, ground ball, slowly hit towards second. Play to first, no! Couldn't get a handle on it. Jace Lean, a defensive replacement at second base. He'll get an error on the play. Couldn't get it out of his glove. A routine ground ball to second base turns into a runner on at first and second. Lane just sidestepping his way towards first base, but couldn't get the ball out of his glove to throw, and by the time he did, Ryan Sandoval easily on at first. Runners at first and second, one away. Top of the order as Joe Johnson will stand in. Joe Johnson. Let's see, this is the 5th game of the tournament for Medford. That means he's played 9 straight games here at Legion Field as Medford finished out their final 4 games of the regular season here at Legion Field, taking on the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. It's too smoky down in Medford to play down there, so they moved the entire 4-game series here to Legion Field. The 1-0 for Johnson. Ground ball, first base side, picked up by Rapay. His throw to second. They got a tag. Got him. Double play. And it gets Mid-Valley out of the top of the 6th. Johnson grounds out to first. Rapay tags the bag for the second out and then throws down to second. And Sandoval tagged out by the shortstop, Caleb Beach, to finish off the top of the 6th inning. Defense coming up big there for the Southpaws. They lead 6-2 in the top of the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Mid-Valley error and 1 man left on base for the Mustangs. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 6-2 the score. Southpaws in front. You're watching coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
We welcome you back to Roseburg, Oregon, and Legion Field for the state tournament. American Legion Baseball for you here on 541radio.com. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, Mid-Valley leads. Our score right now, 6-2 in favor of the SouthPaws, who come up to bat as the home team. Could be their final at-bats if they can hang on to the lead in the seventh. On the mound, Ryan Sandoval still pitching. He'll face Kevin Crowell on the first pitch in the dirt for ball one. New baseball out to the mound for Sandoval. Sandoval came in the fifth inning for Jacob Melton. Gave up one run on one hit. He walked one. The one hit was a double by Jace Lean. At the plate right now, Kevin Crowell. He is 1 for 2 in the game and does have an RBI. He's been on base 3 times as he takes high for ball 2. Two-0 pitch for Sandoval. And that one got him on the bill of the helmet, I think. Got him in the helmet, it seemed like, for sure. So puts a man on at first. For the Mustangs pitching staff, third hit batter of the ball game. Crowell down to first base for a fourth time. He has reached on an error. He has reached on an infield single. He's reached on a walk, and now a hit by pitch. And they are going to make a pitching change on the mound for the Medford Mustangs. Looks like Sandoval is going to come out of the game. And the new man on the mound for the Medford Mustangs is going to be Brady Buchanan. We'll get you all caught up when we come back after a 60-second break. A pitching change for the Mustangs. You're watching the state championship game of the American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
We're getting down to the final few moments of the Legion baseball season here in Oregon. And the center of American Legion baseball for the state is Roseburg, Oregon, and Legion Field. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in for today's broadcast of American Legion Baseball on 541radio.com. A pitching change. Ryan Sandoval comes out after one inning worked. He gave up one hit, one run, one walk, no strikeouts, and one hit batter. Coming in relief will be the righty Brady Buchanan, who will face Evan Cyrus with one man on and nobody out. Buchanan from North Medford High School will graduate class of 2019. Getting ready for his senior year with the Black Tornado. First pitch is a breaking ball that hits the inside corner for strike one against Cyrus. Evan Cyrus has been walked 3 times. He pushes a bunt first base side, and it skips into foul territory for strike 2. Right down that first base side, just hopping along and bounces across the chalk for Joe Johnson at first. This will wrap up baseball for the season here at Legion Field. We'll shut her down. Kind of sad to think about that. Been here so much during the summer. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Strike 3 called. Cyrus thought he pulled it back, but the umpire says that's strike 3 anyways, young man. A strikeout looking for Evan Cyrus. 1 away, still at first base, Kevin Crowell.
The next batter,
1 out.
Cooper Hartzell.
1 on. Cooper Hartzell, tough luck day for him at the plate. 0 for 3 is a throw over to first base, and back in goes Crowell. Hartzell has grounded into a double play twice and then popped out in foul territory to third baseman Jack Thompson. Back in the fourth with runners in scoring position. A strike called, throw down to second, goes into center field as Kevin Crowell steals second base. That throw sailing out to Jacob Melton in center. Melton's got a strong arm out in the outfield. So Crowell doesn't try to test the overthrow. Gets into second base at the plate, an 0-1 count for Hartzell. The 0-1 pitch, softly hit to left field. It drops in. Freezing for a moment was Crowell, realizing there might have been a chance that Baptiste gets to it in left field, and he may have to go back to second, but he puts on the brakes just for a moment and then realizes it's going to fall in for a base hit, and Cooper Hartzell will have his first hit against the Mustangs. And a reminder that earlier in the tournament, Medford and Mid-Valley met up, and Medford won 12-0 in that contest. It only took 6 innings to play. And now you've got runners on the corners with 1 away, and coming up the bat will be Brendan Bliss, and time called. A lot of scheming and planning at this point of the ball game, trying to keep yourselves in it. If you're the Medford Mustangs, for Mid-Valley, you're just trying to keep yourself in front. Six to 2 is the score. Mid-Valley leading against Medford. Mustangs early on, they have settled in, but early on, an error in each of the first 4 innings. 4 errors total. Very uncharacteristic ball game for them. A drop fly ball in left field. On the mound, Jacob Melton bobbling a bunt right back to him. Just a couple of weird plays. Ground ball at third that was misplayed as a breaking ball inside corner for a called strike 1 against Brendan Bliss. The 4th error. I don't see it at the moment, but it's in there. Oh, that is a ball in the face. They were trying to go with a squeeze bunt, and Brendan Bliss got hit in the face. He's still standing, but he is doubled over. Ooh, you could hear that one too. Brendan Bliss offering at a pitch to try and lay down a squeeze bunt, and he got hit in the face. I saw some blood. They're bringing out a towel. Ooh. That is not good. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second break while we figure out what happens here. Brendan Bliss trying to bring in another run for Mid-Valley. Hit in the face with a pitch. We'll update you when we come back after this 60-second break here on 541radio.com.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Well, Brendan Bliss walked under his own powers back into the dugout, but I'm pretty sure his day is going to be done. Saw Roseburg Dock Stewart's head coach, Scott Shaver, rushing a bag of ice over to help out. They had a towel out to apply pressure on the open wound. There was a lot of blood, it looked like, coming out for Brendan Bliss. He tried to square and lay down a sack bunt to score the run from third. Kevin Crowell was breaking to the plate, and the pitch came in and hit Bliss in the face as he was trying to bunt. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't see it all cleanly. I don't know if he got hit cleanly in the face or maybe bunted it off of his face. Either way, he gets hit in the face, and it's not good. And that'll bring in a new man to finish out the at-bat against Brady Buchanan. And coming in to hit is going to be Connor Spivak. The 0-2 pitch, he fouls it away. So he comes in behind in the at-bat, filling in for Brendan Bliss. And we'll figure out how the defense change goes after this. Runners at first and third, one away. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Mid-Valley leads 6-2. They're trying to add some more insurance as Medford will have the at-bats in the seventh, needing at the moment 4 runs to tie and 5 runs to take a lead. The 0-2 pitch for Spivak. Strike 3 called. Check swing. He pulled it back, but the pitch on the inside corner, he goes down with a strikeout. Second punch out for Brady Buchanan. And up next will be Caleb Beach. Beach is 0 for 1. A hit by pitch and a walk for him. The left-handed batter against a right-handed Buchanan, who's come on in relief here in the sixth inning for Ryan Sandoval. That ball fouled into the netting behind home. The 0-1 pitch for Beach. Outside. 1-1 count. So we'll keep you updated. Brendan Bliss in center field. We'll find out who will take his spot out there after coming out of the game with the injury. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Low outside corner. The breaking ball setting in on that outside edge. Beach watching it go by. He's scored twice in this game. Been on base again by a hit by pitch and a walk. Runner out at first base. The 1-2 pitch. Not going, and the ball fouled away. At first base is Cooper Hartzell. At third base, Kevin Crowell. For Medford in the seventh inning with their season on the line, they'll send Brendan Watts, Jacob Melton, and Jack Thompson to the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Buchanan trying to wrap up the bottom of the sixth inning. His 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, first base side, picked up by Joe Johnson. He trots to the bag to wrap it up. That finishes off the bottom of the sixth inning. The Southpaws threaten, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors for the Mustangs, and 2 men left on base for the Southpaws. We head to the final inning. The top of the seventh inning, 6-2 is your score. Mid-Valley in front of Medford by 4, needing 3 outs to wrap up a win and a state championship. Don't go anywhere. Back after the 60-second break, you're watching the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament at 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
First batter for Medford to lead off the top of the 7th inning, number 3, Brennan.
Comes down to these final 3 outs for the Medford Mustangs unless they can tie or take the lead. They trail 6-2 as we welcome you back for the top of the 7th inning. On the mound, Cade Perizzo will face the number 2 hitter, Brennan Watts, and he fires in a first pitch, strike 1, to lead off the 7th inning. Joey Kieran here with you as we bring you the state championship game of the American Legion Baseball State Tournament here from Legion Field. The 0-1 pitch from Perizzo, high and away for ball 1. Our state tournament coverage presented by Virginia Everard. Give her a call at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Brennan Watts with a 1-1 count. Perizzo's breaking ball, low for a 2-1 count. Two balls and a strike for Perizzo. Strike 2 on the inside corner. Brennan Watts in the ballgame is 1 for 3. Drove in a run on a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. Has been left stranded at third base twice. The 2-2 pitch. Breaky ball, strike 3 called. Perizzo getting the punch out to lead things off in the 7th. Medford down to their final 2 outs. Second strikeout of the game for Perizzo. 1 away. Up next will be Jacob Melton.
Number 25, Jacob Melton.
First pitch for Perizzo. Inside, almost getting a piece of Melton, but he just scoots out of the way. Defensive changes to let you know about. In center field is Kevin Crowell taking over for Bliss. He moves over from right field, and staying in the game is Connor Spivak, who goes to right field. Pitch high and away for ball 2 against Melton. So Spivak out and right, Crowell in center after the injury to Brendan Bliss. Pitch low, the count goes 3-0. Losing Brendan Bliss in the outfield, that hurts. He has been a lights-out defender. The 3-0 pitch backs him up, and it's a 4-pitch walk issued to Jacob Melton. Puts one on here in the 7th. Not a lot of concern with that as of right now.
Number 27, Jack Thompson.
For Medford, game-tying run is still in the hole. That would currently be John O'Gassman if everybody in front of him scores. Gassman would be the game-tying run. He stands next to his teammate, Justin Geyer, who's on deck warming up. First pitch, a called strike against Jack Thompson at the plate. Thompson is 1 for 2 in this ball game. A single in the 4th, his only hit. The 0-1 pitch, low, not by much, misses just below the strike zone. Thompson has been on base twice, walked in the 5th inning, his last at-bat. The 1-1 to him, swing and a miss for strike 2. Mid-Valley, they're 1 out away, or excuse me, 2 outs away. But one ground ball could change it all here. One ground ball could be a double play to end it. The 1-2 pitch, line drive left side, foul. Thompson got around on that one a little bit too much, pulling it down the left field side. Back into the box for Thompson, the third baseman. One-two pitch coming up for Parizeau. Low, and the count goes 2-2. That pitch came in, and it almost looked like Jack Thompson was waiting with bated breath. Please tell me that wasn't strike three. I agree, it wasn't, but didn't seem like he was certain about it as he calls time before the next pitch. Just seemed like there was a moment of worry for him on whether or not that was going to be a punch-out pitch. The 2-2, he watches low again, and the count goes full. One away, top of the seventh. Mid-Valley 2 outs from securing a state championship. The 3-2 pitch for Thompson. Parizeau winds and fires. Thompson in the air to center field. Going back is Crowell, the new center fielder, calling for it. Second out is made, and back to first base goes Jacob Melton. It's going to be a 2-out rally for Medford, or their state title streak will come to an end. They need 4 runs to tie and force the bottom of the 7th inning.
The next batter, number 20, Justin Geyer.
Up next, trying to keep the season alive for Medford, will be Justin Geyer. Parizeau looking to try and wrap it up. First pitch, strike one, cutting in against the righty. Parizeau came in the 5th inning. He's not going to get credit to 3 innings of work, so I don't know if it's going to be a save opportunity for him. We'll double check in the postgame show. The 0-1, strike 2 at the knees. And Mid-Valley is closing in. Justin Geyer will step out. Resets with an 0-2 count against him. 2 down, 1 man on at first. That's Jacob Melton. The 0-2 pitch. Just outside. I think everybody held their breath for a moment there on that pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. State championship on the line here. The 1-2 delivery out of Parizeau. Ground ball towards third. Backing up Hartzell. His throw to first. There it is! The Mid-Valley SouthPaws knock off the defending champion Medford Mustangs to win the first state title for an Albany area Legion team since 1954. The SouthPaws are the champions in 2018. The reign is done for the Medford Mustangs. Congratulations on the success they've had, but well done to the Mid-Valley SouthPaws, who fight back after a 12-0 loss against this Medford team on day 2 of the tournament. Mid-Valley comes back and wins and wins and wins. They go on to win 1, 2, 3 straight games to get to the title game and win their 4th straight. The final score, 6-2, as Mid-Valley wins over Medford. We'll recap it for you in the post-game show as Mid-Valley's heading to Missoula, Montana to represent the state of Oregon at the Northwest Regional. Final score again, 6-2. We'll come back in the post-game show to talk all about this state championship matchup. You've been watching the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg's Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
It's final. The 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament is in the books. And winning in 2018 is the Mid-Valley Southpaws, knocking off the reign of defending state champion Medford. The Mustangs had won 4 straight, looking to make it 5. They look like the favorites for sure. They were undefeated going into yesterday's action when Corvallis knocked them off. Mid-Valley then knocks off Corvallis to start out today, and they continue the streak as they win against Medford here in the state championship game tonight. Congratulations to the Mid-Valley Southpaws on advancing. They improved to 28-15 on the year and will represent Oregon at the Northwest Regional in Missoula, Montana, coming up August 8th through the 12th. And congratulations to the Medford Mustangs on one heck of a season. They won another Area 4 championship. Finished the season 40-11. Obviously, a season to be proud of for the Medford Mustangs, but their aspirations have always been state titles, and they fall just short of that here today. I'm Joey Kieran. Folks, thanks for joining us here as we bring you a quick post-game show to wrap things up, looking at how the numbers play out for the Medford Mustangs. 2 runs on 6 hits, 4 errors for the Mustangs. For the Mid-Valley Southpaws, 6 runs on 7 hits and 1 error in this one. A very uncharacteristic game for Medford, committing 4 errors. Not something that's typically the way they play baseball. But today, the game got the better of them, and Mid-Valley able to take advantage and pick up the win. Those are the numbers. Let me do some on-the-air mental thinking here. Briley Knight, he pitched long enough to qualify for the win, and he left the game after the 4th when Mid-Valley led 5-2 or 5-0. So Briley Knight's going to pick up the win. The losing pitcher is going to be Jacob Melton. And coming into the game, Cade Perizzo took over in the 5th inning. He came in with the score 5-1 at the time. He gave up a sac fly to make it 5-2. And then, so it would have been 5-1, a 4-run lead. So I do not believe that it is a save for Cade Perizzo, despite a very nice finish to the game for him, keeping Medford off the board. I do not believe it's a save situation for him because he comes in with a lead more than 3 runs. So let's see here. He was the finishing pitcher, not the winning pitcher. He pitched at least a third of an inning. He didn't pitch 3 full innings, so he can't get a save for that. He enters a game with a lead of no more than 3 runs. That doesn't qualify. The tying run was not on base, at bat, or on deck. Let's see. He entered with it 5-1 with 2 guys on base. So I guess the game tying run would have been on deck if they were down by 4. So actually, I guess it is a save situation for Cade Perizzo. That was the thing I had to figure out going into the post-game show here. So I do believe Cade Perizzo gets a save in the situation. 6-2, the final score. Mid-Valley winning your 2018 state champions. The runner-ups will be the Medford Mustangs. Medford heading out there. It's the trophy presentation here. They'll also hand out the banner for the Mid-Valley Southpaws. I know I've seen the ones that have been won by the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts here at Legion Field. And now they will hand one out to Mid-Valley. Again, the first title for an Albany area team since 1954. That's a long time. Albany has had 2, the other one in 1942. This will be the 3rd title for an Albany area team. I don't know what posts those were back in the day, and if it's the same Legion post that Mid-Valley represents here in 2018. But nonetheless, Albany area getting another title, first one since 1954. Medford had a chance to win the 16th title in the Post's history. Would have tied them with the Portland area, although those Portland titles won by multiple different Posts up there. They had 16 total, most of them coming back before 1950. So there are your teams for those watching at 541radio.com. I guess that's everybody. Usually we broadcast on the radio as well, so there's kind of two broadcasts going on, but everybody watching at 541radio.com. There they are. Your state champions on the left, your runners up on the right. And the SouthPaws will be heading to Montana, Missoula, Montana, to take part in the upcoming Northwest Regional. Pretty exciting for those young men. I'm sure they've got to be pumped. Let's look at the numbers here in this one, how this game played out for the Mid-Valley SouthPaws, how they pick up a victory against the Medford Mustangs. It started in the first inning when they scored twice. They put 2 runs across against Jacob Melton and lead the entire game. The 2 runs, a sac fly by Adam Rapay and a bunt that was misplayed by Melton on the mound, driving in a run, Kevin Crowell. He would have probably driven in a run anyways, but he also got on base with the error. So 2 runs come in the first inning. Mid-Valley added another 3 runs in the 4th inning, 3 runs on 2 hits, and they took a 5-0 lead. Medford got 2 runs back in the top of the 5th. Those come in on base RBI by Brennan Watts on a fielder's choice, and an RBI on a sac fly by Jacob Melton made it 5-2. Mid-Valley got 1 run back in the bottom of the 5th. That came on a double by Jace Lean. It was a sac fly by Cade Parizeau. And that would be all the scoring, as Mid-Valley would hang on to the 6-2 advantage. They get their championship shirts, and, oh, man, feel bad for Brennan Bliss out there. He's being led to the table to get his shirt with a towel over his face after getting smacked in the face with a ball on a sac bunt attempt. Man, hopefully he's okay, but I feel bad for that young man there. And you got to feel for the Medford Mustangs. Always tough to be the loser in a championship game here. Medford hasn't felt that defeat in a while. They've been 4 straight state champions. And for Medford, it's not just the 4 straight. They had also won 2 back in 07 and 08.
Round of applause again for all the players here for a state tournament.
So there was a 5-year gap where Medford didn't win it. But they have then won 4 straight. So they have 6 since 2007. That's pretty impressive there. But the awards have been handed out. They'll have the banner out there for the guys to get their picture in front of, or picture with as well. Congratulations to the Mid-Valley SouthPaws on the victory. Getting the win again was Briley Knight. He pitches 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Cade Parizeau, gets a save, 2 2/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Kevin Crowell in there for a third of an inning in between. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk. Taking the loss, Jacob Melton, 4 innings worked, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 6 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Ryan Sandoval pitched an inning of relief, gave up a run on 1 hit. He had 1 walk in there as well. And Brady Buchanan pitched the final inning, gave up 1 hit, but no runs, 2 strikeouts for him. Offensive numbers for the Medford Mustangs. Joe Johnson 0 for 3. He finishes out what was a very tough tournament at the plate for him, just 1 hit at the plate for Joe Johnson. He ends up going 1 for 14 in the tournament. Brennan Watts goes 1 for 4 in this game with an RBI. Jacob Melton 1 for 2 with an RBI. Jack Thompson goes 1 for 3. Justin Geyer 0 for 3. John O'Gassman 0 for 3. Wyatt Baptiste 1 for 3. Zach Ankeny 1 for 3 with a run scored. And Bennett Thompson at the bottom of the lineup goes 1 for 1 with a run scored in there. Ryan Sandoval came in relief and took over the spot for Thompson, went 0 for 1 in his 1 at-bat in the ballgame. For Mid-Valley, at the top of the lineup, Briley Knight, in his short time in the game, went 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Jace Lean took over in the leadoff position, went 1 for 1 with a double. Cade Parizeau was 0 for 1 in the game with 1 run scored. He had an RBI. He had 2 walks and a strikeout. Taylor Holder was 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Continued his tear on the tournament. Finished with 7 RBI in the tournament overall. Adam Rapay was 1 for 3 with 2 RBI in the game. Kevin Crowell 1 for 2 with an RBI. Evan Cyrus was 0 for 1 with 3 walks. 1 for 4 for Cooper Hartzell. Brennan Bliss was 0 for 3 before coming out of the game after taking a pitch in the face on a sacrifice bunt attempt. to try and score a runner from third. He came out of the game, and Connor Spivak finished out the at-bat, ended up striking out. And at the bottom of the lineup, Caleb Beach goes 0 for 2, scores twice though, reached on a walk, and also Beach reaching on a hit by pitch. That is the final look at the numbers here today, folks, and that'll pretty much wrap it up for us as the flag has been handed out to the Mid-Valley SouthPaws. They'll head back behind home and get their picture taken here at Legion Field as the 2018 champions. They win 6-2 against Medford, and their season continues. For the Medford Mustangs, it comes to an end. As I was talking with somebody previously, I believe it was longtime coach here with the Doc Stewarts, Rod Trask, and he says, only one team can be a winner. Only one guy gets to walk home as a winner out of this tournament. That is the difficult pill to have to swallow about all of this. Only one team gets to be the winner. Today it's the Mid-Valley SouthPaws. Congratulations to them. Good luck to them in Missoula, Montana, as they represent the state of Oregon. And we look forward to seeing everybody coming up next summer for more Legion baseball. As we wrap it up, we have to say thank you to our presenting sponsors, the Virginia Everard, licensed broker for Fox Real Estate Groups in Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. If you've been watching throughout the tournament, I'm sure you've seen her contact information, but if you have any reason for any sort of real estate needs here in the Umpqua Basin, make sure to get in touch with Virginia Everard, 541-671-5296, or check her out at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Also want to thank Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Clint Newell Auto Group, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, and Little Caesars are sponsors for tournament coverage here on 541radio.com as well. Most importantly, I want to say thanks to the American Legion for helping put on this event. It was a fantastic 5 days here at Legion Field. I had a blast. I mentioned before that I have been covering Doc Stewart's baseball for the last 6 years. I've been to one state tournament. It was in Grants Pass, and it was a short trip. So getting a chance to be here for 5 straight days of baseball, watch the best American Legion baseball teams in the state play here at Legion Field, it has been an absolute joy and a lot of fun. So thanks to the local Roseburg Post 16 American Legion for putting this on. For the coaching staff with the Roseburg Doc Stewarts, head coach Scott Shaver, assistant coaches Eric Savage and Tom Nielsen, thanks so much for all the work that they did during the tournament, not only coaching their own team, but doing all the field maintenance to make sure that the facilities here were in tip-top shape for everybody so that the tournament was not marred by a field that people were unhappy with. They've done a great job keeping track of things here, and it was a spectacular tournament to be had. Also want to say thanks to all the teams for taking part, their coaches, their players. They sure did make it easy to cover it, providing plenty of assistance for us and help to get everything done the way that it needed to be done throughout the tournament. It's been a lot of fun to cover these young men, and it's been a blast to bring you the coverage here at 541radio.com. Finally, I want to wrap up by saying thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in throughout the tournament. It has been a lot of fun, and without you guys, we may not get to do it again in the future because without the numbers, without the reason to broadcast, without the eyeballs, we probably don't get sponsorship to do it, which means we probably don't end up doing it. So thanks so much for being a part of everything and helping us out and enjoying it. Hopefully you guys have had a lot of fun watching American Legion baseball with us here throughout the 2018 state tournament from Legion Field. I'll wrap it up on that. I'm Joey Kieran. Congratulations again to the Mid-Valley SouthPaws on winning the 2018 state championship. Good luck in Missoula, Montana. I'm Joey Kieran. For everybody that's been a part of the 2018 state tournament here at Legion Field, we'll send you off. Have a great rest of your summer, and we'll look forward to seeing you all again coming up in 2019. This has been coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com.